Hello, Commander Snow? Command Snow? How's it going? Let's load in my old one-wheel prototype for comparison. Okay, you calm down there. Alright. Hello, David? David or David? Hello, Alessandro? No, you're not first. It was Command Snow that was first. Hey, Kerr! So I don't have that much of a plan for today's stream, other than picking up where I left off. So my last one-wheel prototype was this thing, and it's using a gimbal thruster to sort of cheat. If I turn off the gimbal thruster, it sort of works for a little bit. Okay, you calm down. It sort of works for a little bit, as you can see, but eventually it's just gonna fail. Like, it's not fast enough to properly balance itself, but, you know, all the speed settings are more than fast enough to... I think it's just going to endlessly go in a circle. But anyway, this method was using just the orientation block to try and balance it, which it sort of works, but like the turning of the horizontal turning is like too slow, and if I crank up the engine power, then it's too fast. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But without the gimbal thruster, like, it just doesn't really work. Bye. Yeah, so the gimbal thrusters, it's sort of cheating just to make it work. Just to make the thing, like, very top, bottom heavy, I guess. It's always pulling itself up. And it's almost like neutral buoyancy, so it's like super cheating. And that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to go for something that looked sort of like the Fallout robot. Or the robots in Fallout New Vegas where they just balance on one wheel. So that's where I built this guy. I think that'll just do that for a while. And I switched to using smart engines. Because the way that this is working is... okay, so I don't know if you remember. I don't know if I have it on my lift either. But I built, like, a giant sausage of wheels with, like, a single orientation block. Basically a one-dimensional balance stick thing. It was basically this, but it didn't rotate at all, and it just had a ton of wheels going on either side, so that it wasn't, like, there was no way that it was going to tip on that axis. And that's basically what this guy's based on. It's just that one-dimensional... Brand, we have to talk about the orientation block, because you still haven't, like, actually fixed the update. There's problems with the update, but we'll get to that some other time. Anyway, this guy is based off of that very one-dimensional, like, as if there was a ton of wheels on either side, preventing it from tip over on those other sides. So instead I started to use whoops, excuse me. I use these things, the exometers in Orient Mode. So they'll give the offset in degrees that this thing is tipping in. And I have one for X and Y, and then with the X and Y, I'm basically checking if it's greater than or less than either, I think it was an offset of 4 degrees. So if it's 4 degrees or negative 4 degrees in either direction. So you'll see at the top there's orange, red, pink, purple, blue, cyan green, and lime green. In sort of like the 8 cardinal directions. So yeah, I'm basically just checking if it's greater than or less than 4 degrees. And then if it's like greater than or less than, greater than and less than for the other direction. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. You can either go forward, left, right, or back, but then you can also do a combination of those directions, and that's what the in-between directions are. So then what I did was I just hooked those up. They're just regular logic gates. They're colored different colors because they all go into this number block over here, which feeds into this memory gate here, which feeds into the smart engine, which angles the thing. So these are all just angles, like 0, 45 degrees, 90 degrees. Okay, so the colors actually represent memory, like IDs of the memory panel. And then in those IDs of this memory panel here, I have the actual value for the degrees. So that's how this thing is pointing the wheel this time. And it seems to be working a lot better than this automatic, quote-unquote automatic version. But who knows, maybe with a proper update of the Orient Block, maybe it'll work again. And then on the top here, I actually have another Orient Block focused on the player. And the front of his... So, like, what I'm doing here at the top is... Well, let's just set him down for a sec so you can see. It's just Orient Block focused on the player. Nothing too special about that. But the front of his face is actually a heavy weight. And that's the same thing as, like, just sticking on a ultra-heavy block like this. Just the same thing as, like, sticking on an ultra-heavy block like that. And so... Uh-oh. So that'll offset his weight in the direction that he's looking in. It's right in the front of his face there. Yeah, so then depending on how this thing is pointing, it'll tell him which way to go based on that offset weight. And if I'm, like, close enough to him, then it's close enough to the center of his mass that he doesn't actually... Durf, can you read chat? I can read chat. Hello, Britannic Mechanic. Anyway, so when he's looking, like, straight down, like when the player's really close, the heavy weight's close enough to the center of his mass that he doesn't actually, it doesn't tip him over. But if I move farther away, his head moves up, which actually moves the heavy weight farther from his center of mass. So that ends up tipping him over a little bit more. So today, I want to see if I can improve this guy a little bit. And I think the way that I can do it is to... Instead of using all these preset angles, which, it works for the most part, but there's, like, a problem with, like, if I move really far away from him, then he'll start to, take steps, but those steps start to oscillate, and then he loses balance. And then he's like, he gets mad at me, like, why did you make me this way? And there's also another problem with him where if we start from behind him, he just kind of freaks out. So if he's facing the sun, it works, and we spawn in front of him. We spawn so that we're in front of him, he works. Just within a short distance, though. And he's also not that fast, but I'll deal with that later. Durf, now make it follow the player. This is following the player. This is exactly following the player. It's just very slow. So if we were to do a time lapse, he would slowly make his way over to me. What mod is that, like, flyer on small rotating one? That's just the gimbal thruster. It's in the mod pack. Where is it? It's this thing. Gimbal thruster. So yeah, you can see he's slowly making his way to me. It really depends on how much this thing can tilt. So another thing that I don't really like about this is I wish I could change, like, how much the tipping... I don't know, I want to be able to tip him like 45 degrees and have his wheels spin fast enough to keep him balanced and even correct that offset. But it seems to be too slow to do that. So it only works with, like, an offset of like 4 degrees. Which, by the way, if I take away, like, the 4 degree offset, 4 degree and negative 4 degree, then he'll just like be a perfect balance bot, and he won't actually move, even with the heavy face. So this is a little bit of like a really janky setup. I'm kind of surprised he even got it working. But anyway, let's start with today's experimentation. I think actually let's just start with modifying an existing one. Oh, it's creepy how they just look at me. Durf, do you know the Buoyancy Mod? I do. I know of the Buoyancy Mod. I just haven't had a chance to try other mods yet. Okay. So what we're gonna do for this one is we're going to, you know what? I need you to go away. Okay, he's away. No, just I don't want him freaking out in my world, so goodbye. I also need like a work platform. All right. So what I'm going to be doing today is trying to get this thing to work off of, I think just a regular tangent would work. So let's get the math block out. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to need it. I could probably just reuse one of these old ones. But we're just going to take away all of these because we don't need it. Which also means we're probably not going to need that memory panel on the front, but I'm going to keep it there just for the sake of balance. Okay. Alright, so then the angle that we're going to feed into this thing is just a regular colored number, which should just be a math block. Alright, so then let's replace this guy with a math block since we're not using him. And let's go with tangent, I'm pretty sure. No, wait, is it inverse tangent? Or is it just regular tangent? Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Yeah, that should give me the angle. And it should output in degrees unless... Durf, you can make it easier by to balance by adding helium on top. Yeah, but that's cheating. Just like that thing over there is cheating. And I already have it balancing just fine, but what I want to improve the balancing function of this robot so that it can actually follow me around a little bit better. So what I'm fixing right now is the very jerky turning motion that it had before. I'm trying to smooth that out by... I need some paint. So let's try and get... Oh wait, tangent's just going to be one input, isn't it? I need to do the tangent of the division. Right? I forgot how to do my math. Let's just try. This one over this one. No, because that's going to divide by 0. So... Yeah, that should give me... Yeah, so I put this in the tangent. Okay, that should give me the numbers that I'm looking for. I hope. I might have to build like a test rig to figure out what this is doing. And it doesn't turn. It doesn't turn at all. Alright, what's going on with this? Let's get a couple electric engines, some light blocks, and the weld tool. Okay, that should be good enough, I guess, to test. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Whatever. Where'd I grab him? Okay, this should be good enough. Alright. And I also need some number blocks to get a readout on what's going on right here. Hello, Julian. Alright, let's get... I didn't think this through. I guess I'll get, WASD controls set up, which I don't need. I don't need the, WS. Okay, we'll get that one to there. This one to there. Okay, so now I can angle this guy any which way I want. Now let's just get the output of that tangent block to see what number is being fed into... what number is being fed into that engine, so we can sort of debug this thing and see what's going on here. I might actually just have to multiply it by 360. Okay, a little bit of a freak out there because I think I leveled it out a little bit too much. Okay, so if it's back like this. Alright, so then let's try multiplying it. I guess just the output of the tangent. So before we send that to the engine, let's get a multiplication block. On there. And let's overwrite this memory panel because it's not being used currently. We're gonna overwrite that with let's get out a counter block and a tick button. There's the hundreds. 100. Is it multiplied? 200, 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should be 360. Connect that to the memory panel. Tick button to the memory panel. There we go. That should be written in place. Now we multiply. And now we're gonna get I gotta disconnect all this. Hey Durf, it's me, the bagged milk guy. Wait, what? Wait, what? Make the platform rotating... What? Make the platform rotating on bot. Maybe you can help a little bit. Oh, you mean like the actual body? It doesn't make a difference if it's the wheel or the body that's rotating. It's like, it's all relative. Durf used to play Fortnite, save the world before Battle Royale. Yeah. Oh, is Durf making an AI? Yeah, well, I mean, he's already, I mean, there's that primitive AI that just really has a tough time even balancing itself. But then there's this AI that does a pretty good job of balancing. Blah, 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 blah. He can stand up, especially if I remove his face. This thing will be able to balance itself really well. So the face is just an offset weight that'll help it move in a direction because it's just leaning in that direction because of the weight. So that's how that's how I'm trying to get it to move around. Yeah, and this the wheel like glitches it, too much. It just changes between hard angles of like 45 degrees and 90 degrees. So that's what I'm fixing right now. I don't really like that too much. I'll just leave that guy there. Okay, so let's disconnect all of this here. And then we're going to reconnect it from the multiplication block to see what output we're getting, which is this guy over here. And I think I might have made a mistake by multiplying it by too much, because it's doing some... Well, no, it's not too bad. This might actually work. So, hold on, I got a cat that's needing something, I don't know what. Alright, so he just wanted out of the room. Durf, will you ever make more mod tutorials? I really want to get into scripting and stuff. Yeah, all the tutorials for mod making and stuff. If you guys don't know, I have a second channel called just Scrap Mechanic Mods. That's the channel where I moved all the mod stuff to. This is going to be a main gaming channel. What was I doing? Oh, right. Hooking up this math block to the engine. Alright, so maybe this will work? It seems to be sort of pointing in the right direction. I'm not sure. That wheel seems to be doing some weird stuff. Yeah, it's definitely not pointing in the right direction. But yeah, that Scrap Mechanic Mods channel. It's that's where I'm releasing all the mod packs, all the like winter mod, night mod. That's where I'm doing mod tutorials. That's where I'm reviewing mods from other people. Just all stuff mods is gonna be on that channel. There should be a link to it. I don't know if it's in the description of this stream. It should be. Durf, did you read the devblog 19? It's actually devblog 16, and my latest video on this channel should be about the devblog. So yeah, you can see what my opinions are about that devblog. What's going on with this? I might have, okay, I might have to give this a multiple of 180 instead of 360. So let's do that. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I did not build a very good test rig. I have no idea what's happening. Like, it should give me the output on what I'm, like, the direction that I'm leaning in. That's, you know what, maybe I have these reversed. Okay, now it's just not turning at all. Or it is turning, what? But it's very slow. I might need to give it more degrees then. Is it times 360 or not? I don't know. How does the wheel know which way is forwards? So, I guess I could build a quick test rig to show you how this thing even works, and how these other things work too, but like, the orientation block, if you set it to world mode, what am I doing? Getting wheels. That guy will just be there. He's gonna freak out. Yep. Yep. Bye. Alright, so, just build the thing real quick. Alright. I also need an Orient Block. Forgot about that. Where am I looking? Okay, so we point that down. We should be able to just fill this in like so, and then that should still be attached. Alright, so this Orient Block is gonna want to point to the world all the time. Oh, I forgot, I also need a... because the Orient Block works with like WASD or pitch and roll, so I'm gonna. This is just gonna be pitch. So we're doing pitch to the engine, to some amount, and then the engine to these wheels here. Let's paint, make them all face the same direction. Alright, so this was the like the one-dimensional thing I was talking about earlier. There's no way this thing's gonna tip in the other direction. Like, it's just gonna be tipping this way and this way. It's not gonna be tipping this way at all. We can get rid of a couple. Alright. And it's backwards. Get back here. Let's just flip those. Alright, so it's starting to tip over a little bit, but you can see the wheels just start rolling in that direction to balance this, so that the Orient Block is always pointing down to the world. So we can probably crank this up just a little bit. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That was too much. So yeah, there's it's a little bit finicky. Like, Or, you know, it's just gonna oscillate like that all the time unless you get it just right. But yeah, even though this thing has, you know, it should be tipping over right now, but the spinning of the wheels is trying to keep that upright. So that's basically what's going on here with these robots. And there are different ways to do it. Like, this was my first prototype here, which it's trying to use pitch and roll from the Orient Block, and also cheating a little bit with a gimbal thruster, though the gimbal thruster's off right now, and this is the best that it can do to balance. Which, you know, yeah, it's not falling over, but it's also doing these weird circle things. And that's not going to be able to follow me around in the world, so that's kind of a bad design. This guy over here was the second design, and I got the balancing thing working perfectly, and that's because it's using the exometers here to tell which way it's tipping, and then that feeds into a bunch of, what is it doing exactly? It's just checking to see if it's plus or minus some degrees in either direction, and then it's comparing which directions it's tipping in, and then it's feeding that direction to a smart engine to point this bearing in increments of 45 degrees. So it'll be 45, 90, whatever comes after, 135, I think, 180. So it's exactly like this thing, except you're just rotating it by 45 degrees. It's actually really simple. Just rotating it by 45 degrees based on how this, you know, which way this thing is tipping. And then the top part is just a weight to help it tip in a specific direction. In this case, it's supposed to follow the player, which it does that pretty well. Just very slowly. Also, this guy has kind of a goofy looking face, but I haven't given him a name. I was kind of thinking of a name like Edgar. I don't know. What do you guys think? What should this guy's name be? Hello, Magic Cat Gaming. Congrats, Durf, you made a steamroller. I know, right? Hello, the best. Durf, is it possible to replace sound files in the game? Yes. Maybe it's too fast speed to rotating a wheel. So that's the thing with these Orient blocks. They're not like they're not made for this, which is a bit of a problem, and I want to work with Brent to actually update these things so that we can adjust how fast they orient, how fast the Orient block orients, or like how much it accelerates to orient. It's difficult to explain right now, but I don't know, I'm working with what I got. Edgar Allan and Poe. Okay. George. Ducks. Rex. Rex is a good name. He looks kind of like a Rex. Durfo, you need a duck. Could put a duck on him. Let's put the top hat duck on his head. Boop. In order for it to move forward, wouldn't it need to know which way the wheel is facing? No, it doesn't actually need to know which way the wheel is facing. I mean, so all this thing is doing is balancing itself. Let's go back to this example over here. So this is a very simple example where all this block is trying to do, this is a one-dimensional example just to make things super simple. But all this example is trying to do is just, this block just wants to point to the ground. So if we give it an offset weight, like it's not balanced, it will spin the wheels to try and balance it so that this thing's pointing straight down. And that'll work for either side. Doesn't matter which side we're doing it on, it will still try to correct that angle. And it doesn't even, like, doesn't even work with angles. It just works with, is the thing pointing down or not? And which way does it spin the engine so that it points down? So then, I actually, over here, it's trying to use 2 dimensions of the Orient block to point it in the right direction. And that, it's not as responsive as I'd like it to be. It still sort of works, as you can see, but it's not super reliable. Like, it hasn't found its balance point, and it's never going to. It's just going to go in circles around it. So what it's doing over here is I separated the Orient block from checking which way it's tipping. So it's only doing just tipping like forward and back like this, just like this one is tipping forward and back. This one's just checking if it's tipping forward and back. So then the top half here is checking which way this entire platform is tipping, this way and this way. And it's comparing that tipping. So that tipping will give us an angle, like which way that... Will it give us an angle? It's not going to give us an angle, it's just going to give us a direction. So the direction will either be it's tipping forward or back, or it's tipping left and right, or it's tipping forward and right, or it's tipping backwards and right, or it's tipping backwards and left, and forward and left. That, like, it's just 8 directions that it's checking. And then based on those 8 directions, it will move this wheel to point in that direction. So then it's the same thing as this, basically. If you just took this and rotated it 90 degrees, it'll still do the same balancing trick, just in 90 degrees. Like, it's not any different. So that's what you see. It'll just judder from angle to angle. It's still just that one-dimensional tip correction, but it just changes it just changes based on which way the top is tipping. And it's actually a lot better than that one over there, because it actually finds the it actually finds its balance point. So let me show you how this thing works without the head. Yeah, like, you can't even tell. I mean, put a block on it. 2 blocks. Oh my god, don't freak out. I think it's, I think it's a little bit lighter. It might be too light for... Okay, there we go. But if it's, like, perfectly balanced... Like, you can see, it's really trying to hone in on that, that one point that'll just keep it balanced forever. So then, once I have this, then I added another orientation block on top. That's the head, and it just points in a direction with a weight in front, just like this has a weight in front. And that weight tips it forward, so it'll try to correct itself by moving in that direction. That's what the head does. It just moves it. So right now it's moving forward towards us, but if we go over here, it'll start moving this way slowly. Slowly but surely, it'll start moving this way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! No, why'd you push him? Right. So it's not perfect, but I'm trying to get it to respond a little bit better by using some better math. Durf, how hard would it be to make a BB-8? Actually, somebody made a BB-8 almost entirely in vanilla. It was huge and very laggy, but that was one of the first things that somebody made when the Star Wars movie came out. Alright, so what's going on with this? I don't know. Alright, so based on how this thing is tipped... it should be pointing the wheel that way. No matter which way, it's pointing forward, so even if I'm spinning this around, the wheel should always be pointing, it should be rotating forward. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Brent Batch, are you still in chat? Did you make this output in radians instead of degrees? It's going to like negative 10, negative 12, and 0. Where is what's the value in this memory panel? I forgot. Okay, it's 180. So whatever I'm doing right now, it's timesing it by 180. So then I should also just get value of pi. If it is in radians. Then I just need to connect this to the multiplication block. Okay. So it's a little bit better, but I might... Why is it only doing like such... Oh, you know what? It's 2 pi, isn't it? Or, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure converting radians to pi is timesing it by pi times 180. But then I also need to times the output by another 180? No, because that's going to be... Let's just add a counter block, and we're gonna just add values to it to sort of see what multiplier we're gonna be adding onto this. To the counter block. I hope that's to the counter block. Okay, looks like it is. And we'll just put that to there. Okay. So right now it's reading 0. Okay, so that should be an angle of like close to 90 degrees. So if we just... Is that it? No, that's not it. It's or is it? This might actually be it. It's just doing some weird stuff around that, like the same thing as the other one. It just, you can't really spawn where the target's behind it. So I'm not even sure what I did. I'm multiplying it by another 8, which doesn't really make sense. Let's go ahead and detach this thing and see what it does. Oh no. Why not just use the suspension glitch sensor method? No, I'm not. The point of doing a one-wheel robot with this math logic is to build it without any glitches, without any buoyancy cheats, without any thrusters. I just want a robot, a true one-wheel robot. Durf, is it possible to make a mechanic part that you can press E on to cycle through various dances that when used with a switch, the mechanic will do that dance? No. No. Like, we couldn't even, even these, like, dwarf clone statues, couldn't even make those do dances. It's very limited to, like, the things that we could do. Alright, let's, get rid of that pi value. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And now that's not going to be enough. Or is it? It's close. It's close, but let's weld it back on. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no! I want to weld this guy, but I also want him to not freak out. So I can just weld him. Stop, stop, stop! Got him. Okay. Connect this to the counter block. It should be right here. And this output, I want to see the multiplication output. All right. Oh, right. I removed the pi. Kinda wish the camera was a little bit better. Okay, so that should be about 90 degrees. Oh, I think I went one too much. Alright, so then when I rotate this... Now it's doing too much. No, it does it like perfectly for the first 90 degrees. I don't know, man. That's doing some weird stuff. Alright, well, it seems like it'll work this time for forward and just the forward direction for the robot. So let's go ahead and cut this off and try it again. Forward! Hey, it's trying, but it's doing, like, it's getting these weird oscillations. Hey, Durf, is it possible to make a 20 settings controller? What? I think what you're looking for is the smart engine. It's this part right here. So if you can see, you just use the new number logic. I actually have a video on it on my second channel, youtube.com/scrapmechanicmods. So if you want to check out a full tutorial on how that works. I think also Con Gaming made a video on the smart engine. So you can actually use that as a controller if you want to. It just depends on the any colored number input. So you usually you can use white and black numbers to set speed and power. And if you're powering a bearing, then if you use other colors like orange or red or blue, that will set the angle of the bearing. So I guess you can't really use it's not gonna, like, the one problem with this is that you can't actually power multiple different bearings on, like, what am I trying to say? You can't have multiple bearings on different angles with one Smart Engine controller. But you can, well, then it's the same as using multiple controllers, really. The advantage to this thing, though, is that you can change it dynamically. Like, you can have as many different angles as you want. So normally the controller only goes up to, like, 10, I think. 10 different angle settings. But this thing you can have, like, infinite, if you really wanted to. Give me a sec, I'm just pouring myself a drink. Hello, Eli? Durf, do you live in EU? If so, I will be really sad to see you go if Article 13 goes through. No, I live in the EU of the not EU, which is Canada. Durf, you meant a controller that isn't limited to how many you can attach to it. That's not that big of a problem, though. I'm not sure why he's even asking me. Like, just put down 2 controllers. It's not a big deal. Alright, well, I think this guy's a failure. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with this guy, and maybe I'll have to take a look at it some other time. I don't know. I might have to check up on my math. Or you know what, let's try flipping those X, Y values again. That's even worse. Yeah, it's so much worse. Okay, that was actually working for a second there. So I'm not exactly sure what's the problem here. Oh, it's actually working. I think it's just I have to be in this quadrant and like really close to him. So it does work, it's just really, really sensitive compared to the other guy. Okay, so this is probably one of those things where I'll have to, let's save this guy as some... something. And then let's remove his head. There you go. Oh, I was working pretty good. Hey, Alex, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Excelsior. Thanks for the 20 DK coins. Is that Donkey Kong coins? I don't know what currency that is. I'm pretty sure it amounts up to $1, though. You can tell by the color. Isn't the angle a arctangent? Are you really? I thought, I mean, if I know my trigonometry, it's SOHCAHTOA. So TOA, tan, is opposite over adjacent, which should give me just the angle. Let me try arctangent, though. That could be my problem this whole time. In which case, I probably don't need the counter. So let's reset the counter. That's going to be 0. Also, this memory panel is going to be multiplying it by 180. I don't know if we need that, so let's just disconnect that. Let's disconnect the counter block too. So then it's just this thing. This math block. Let's also weld this guy. He was doing pretty well for just a spinning engine. Okay, let's just weld it from there. Let's do it from... which side? This side. There we go. Okay. Now let's get the output of... the multiplication block. We're getting this output. Okay, that should be good enough. And now let's switch that to arctangent. It doesn't really matter, we probably should be using arctangent 2. If any programmers out there know the difference between arctangent and the other tangent, the arctangent 2, atan 2. It shouldn't really matter for this guy because as you saw earlier with this thing, it'll balance in both directions. So it doesn't really matter if we don't know which quadrant it's tipping in. We only need the 2 quadrants anyway. Okay. I think we just need to 80. No, I think we just need to times it by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Or is it just times pi? I don't know. We're gonna do some experimentation here.
Push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out. You can't get to me. Say what you wanna say.
Oh, that's actually looking pretty good. Yeah, so that was just my issue. I was just using the wrong tangent. Because I'm a dum-dum. Who even pointed that out? Oh yeah, Durf, how ready and happy are you for survival mode? Well, go watch my latest video if you want to find out. I did a devblog 16 review. That should be my latest video on this channel. You'll get to see exactly what I think of it. Okay, it's not quite. It's sort of working, but it's still wrong. Let me try timesing it by pi. It doesn't make sense why I should times it by pi though. We're gonna stick pi over here. Yeah, that's definitely not the right angle. No, we were a lot closer with... I shouldn't have deleted that, I'm pretty certain the head is throwing the balance off. Well, yeah, that's the point. That's the point of the head. Well, we remove the head and we'll just try to get this thing balanced. Okay, mission accomplished. Let's not use the pie though. I felt like we were closer with the multiplier of 2. Why is this? Oh, it's not. Okay. For a second, I thought the counter block was connected to the tangent, but it's not. It just looks like it is. All right. 1, 2. Delete my shoe. 3, 4. Balance galore. Oh. Durf, is it possible to mod a spotlight that prints a logo on an object? No. No, not really. I don't know, there's a little bit more experimenting that I could do, but not really. Durf, I've been watching your mod tutorials recently, and they really help. Slingy, make sure you check out my second channel, Scrap Mechanic Mods. There should be a link to it in this description. That's where I'm moving all the mod tutorials and stuff. So any of the tutorials on this channel, they'll be around, but I'm not gonna be updating them. But is there a way to make no collision? No. I mean, unless you have a suspension, or a piston, or a bearing, there's no way to actually have no collision. And then, you know, you run into other limitations with so like the steering pipe here is just a 1x1 part that has no collision, and you can only attach it from the front and back. But that's a way that you can get just a 1x1 block with no collision. The limitation, though, is that you can't attach it to itself. Durf, is it possible to make a rainbow light that constantly switches colors? Well, with all this new number logic stuff, we actually have a couple of more new quote-unquote smart parts that are coming to the mod pack. It's just taking us a while to work out the kinks and bugs. But one of them is a smart light, where you'll be able to change like the angle of the spotlight, how intense the light is, and the color of the light. And I think that'll be 2 lights, because there's also a point light and a spotlight. And then the other part that we're looking to add is also a smart tote bot head, where you'll be able to play any note with number logic, so you can make your digital songs. You should make a segue sometime. I think there's already a segue on the workshop. Alright, so what is this doing exactly? I think I spawned this in the wrong way. Let's try to face it the right way. All that adjusting that it's doing, though, is probably throwing its balance off. I don't understand why it has to do ×2. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would it do ×2? Let's take this to the testing bench again. And hook up that, this thing. The angle that's being fed to the motor. Like, that looks right. It's tilting in that direction, so it's pointing the wheel in that direction. That looks right to me. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. the farther I tip it, the more the wronger it is. Wronger's a word, I know. Huh. Would I have to, like... I'm thinking, do I have to times it by, like, 1.8? Not exactly 2? That doesn't make sense, though. So, let's, get... what's the color to reduce decimal points? I think it's... I don't even know. Let's test it over here. Okay, so that's a value of 2. Let's try to reduce this by... Yeah, we just want to... Okay, we want to paint it light brown. Connect it to the counter. Hit it twice. I don't know why it would be 1.8. But it sort of makes sense in my brain because of 180 degrees. For some reason, it's 100 times more than it needs to be. And that's definitely wrong. That is definitely wrong. It seems to be... even worse now. So then what happens if I times it by pi instead? Pi wasn't right, but... But if I do pi divided by 2, why the heck would I need to do that? That doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. My brain is done. Alright, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to, give me a sec. I'm gonna go install the winter mod. Cause I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that's been updated for this winter. I'm just gonna go find it and install it real quick. And then we'll go check out the winter mod in a terrain world, and yeah, I'll show you. The spud gun now shoots snowballs, if you guys don't know. Alright, but that means I gotta quit the game. All my display capture's all borked up now. Well, it should work if I just close this window and then relaunch Scrap Mechanic. There we go. What's what's going on in chat right now? I see a lot of deleted messages. Someone's getting moderated. The Durf strategy. Throw math at it till it works. Well, I mean, it's kind of a hard thing to do to make a one-wheel robot. It was a challenge that I imposed on myself, without any thrusters, without any glitches, without any like cheaty mods like Buoyancy. I just wanted to I don't know, I wanted to make a one-wheel robot. Let's also load in the mods that we were using. The trifecta, the mod pack trifecta. I don't think I was actually using anything from the mod pack beta. Okay, don't give too much work to my moderators, you guys. That's it's not please be respectful of the stream and the job that my moderators do to keep it clean. What do you mean by point of view away from the seat? Like an over the shoulder instead of centered? Oh! I don't think we can mod that, though. Nothing there for us to check out. Some people say this this winter mod's too bright. Let me show you how you can dim it a little bit. You just turn off God rays. There you go. Durf, can you wait for survival mode? Just check out my latest video. I talk about the latest dev blog and my opinions on survival mode and the release date. Make a Christmas/winter mod pack. Actually, the mod pack beta has all of the seasonal items. It doesn't have much Christmas stuff in it, though. It has some Halloween stuff in it. I don't think, I was gonna make, last year, I was gonna make, like, some, wrapping paper blocks. You know what? Maybe next weekend, I'll do a stream where I make a mod live on stream, and I'll just make a present. Not really anything functional, but it'll just be something that you can put down, sort of like this Minecraft block, but it'll just be like a present that you can put under a tree. You just stick it down, and it'll be a present. You can pile your presents under your tree. Or maybe I could make a Christmas tree that actually has lights, like many lights on it that, I don't know if, well, that's gonna have to be a scripted object then. I don't know if it's gonna be worth doing. Durf, what's the difference between the smart sensors, wide view, and normal view? Oh, that's actually an easy question to answer. And I can show you. Basically, the wide view detects the whole block area, and the not wide view detects just the center. So if I do something like, what am I looking for? This. Or this. Okay. Also, if you guys have any questions about the winter mod, now is probably the time to ask. Because I'm probably not going to be streaming for too much longer anyway. Okay, so we hook up numbers. I forgot I need a paint tool. Okay, so we're detecting 37 blocks away is the ground. If we walk in front, we're 7 blocks away. So if we get a block right here, and we stick a a thing right in front, we don't actually detect that because it's not directly in front of the center of the sensor. You know what I mean? So then if we go in wide mode, all of a sudden that's 1 block away. That's 0 blocks away. So we're detecting the entire block face. Everything from corner to corner to corner. The entire area. That's what the difference is. See you later, Travis. Here, if I've been subscribed before you had 100, what are the odds of me being a mod? I remember you admired, and you just gotta be active. Also, gotta be in my Discord, and I think I made all of my moderators also be a moderator on my Twitch channel. So you just gotta be active in the community. And also a competent moderator. That's all it really takes. I don't know. I don't like the idea of giving away moderator status as like some prize, I guess. Like, I have like some complaints about, for example, the Scrap Mechanics subreddit. It's run horribly. The people who are in charge of that don't know what they're doing, or they just don't care anymore. And that's like the biggest piss off, because I don't know, it seems like the people that are running it just seem like being moderators of the subreddit is like some promotion or something to be like happy about, but it's not. It's work. You have to work to make it successful, and that's the responsibility of the moderator. So that's the way that I see moderators. And if you're after being a moderator of somebody's channel, because that's, I mean, sure, you can be proud of it, but it's the responsibility should come first. It's not, I don't know. If it's just like, most of my moderators are, I'm probably gonna demote them because they just do nothing. Anyway, Durf, can you make a security camera? I could, but it's not gonna be able to show you anything on any screen. How do I get the SM mod tool? For that, you just go to your Steam library. At the top of your Steam thing, you'll see store. You know what? Let me just show you. Can I show you? There we go. So at your Steam library, if you want to go, oh, you can't actually see. All right, well, I'm clicking on library right now, and there's a drop-down menu, and then you go to tools. There's like game, software, VR, music, recent installed, and favorites, tools, and downloads. You click on tools, and then it'll bring you to this page. I have it in my favorites, but there's tools for all the games I think that you have in your library. You just scroll down until you find Scrap Mechanic Mod Tool, which I have it on the top because it's in my favorites. Scrap Mechanic Mod Tool, and there it is. And that's how you get the mod tool. You just right-click, install, choose the install location, and then you right-click again to play. Pretty simple stuff. Durf, only one link on the Scrap Mechanic Mods website works for me. Yeah, so the Scrap Mechanic Mods website, it was supposed to be just a test. Okay, so if you go to scrapmechanicmods.com, that is a very basic website, sort of a placeholder for now. But if you go to the beta website, which is beta.scrapmechanicmods.com, that's actually a much fuller website that actually functions a little bit. But that is just the beta test. So I did learn a lot about the beta test, and that's probably going to be a lot like what the new website's going to be like. And I'm going to be working on that in 2019. So if you don't have Scrap Mechanic on Steam, or you're looking for like Winter Mod, Night Mod, and all these other mods, character mods too. You'll also be able to find it on that website, so you don't have to go fishing through all these random videos on multiple channels. And I'll also let you know, other mod makers upload to that website too. Oh yeah, I didn't even show you guys, the spud gun shoots snowballs. Durf, I love your channel. I have subbed and turned on notifications. Well, thank you, Thomas Aberley. Durf, can you make security camera that detects dwarves? Alright, so what you're asking for is possible to create with the mod pack already. So this thing has a mode. I don't know which mode it is. This is like color mode, I think. Yeah, this is color mode. Okay, now that's 4. That's 5. 1. 5, 1. Which mode am I in? I don't actually know. Type of detector. Okay, so this this mode of the color sensor, we really need an indicator to show you which mode you're in. But this will output a different number depending on what it's looking at. So if it's looking at a block, it'll be 4, or anything really. Any part, it's gonna be. It can detect blueprints, so that's like blocks and parts. It can detect the terrain. It can detect terrain assets like the trees and rocks. It can detect the player, which that's what you're looking for. So what you really want is to see if, like you hook this up to see if it's equal to the number 5. There you go, you see the number 5, and that's detecting a player. Or there's another one where you do the Orient Block, which is really this guy's head. So let's actually get this off his head there. There you go. And that's going to follow the player location. And setting that up is pretty simple, although I'll do a tutorial video on how to set that up as soon as it's actually ready, because we're still working on some updates for the Orient Block, but that's how you can get player tracking. You can see the Orient Block is in player mode, and then you hook that up to the WASD converters, put that to 2 engines, one for pitch and one for roll. You know, the angle to pitch the entire thing up and down, and the angle to turn this thing, and yeah, that's how you can get a camera to follow a player. And then you could probably even combine the two to detect if players are... How about a snowball fight video? Well, I just need regular people to record with. And, you know, funny enough, last time I streamed was a couple of weeks ago, and Lou Up the Great actually showed up in that stream. I'm not sure, he mentioned he was going to come back, but I have no idea. I haven't heard from him since. So he probably just has a few things to take care of, and maybe we'll get back into some regular multiplayer recording once he's back. Durf, what perks are there for sponsors? I actually haven't actually done a lot for sponsors. Like normally it would just be whatever emotes I have, but I haven't made any emotes for the for the stream chat. Really, I give perks for my Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. Although if you're not interested in Twitch, like I stream on Twitch games other than Scrap Mechanic. Like I'll probably be streaming Rocket League. Actually, I have to be doing Twitch sub games at some point this weekend, which is one of the perks of being a Twitch subscriber. But the perks of being a Patreon supporter is one of them. The most popular one is actually being mod tester, where I give early access to some of the mods in development. So I don't know if I can show you some of that right now. Like they had access to the barrel these lights. They had access to the cannons, and did they have access to the flamethrowers? I don't know. They had early access to a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's not. I mean, don't worry about it. I mean, I don't know. I really, if my YouTube channel gets more regular viewership, then it'll probably be worth it for me to, you know, make some cool perks for sponsors. Do you remember me, Durf? Also, if you made a game, what would it be about? I want to make 2 games. One of them is a remake of, well, Scrap Mechanic, but another one's a remake of, like, another game. Basically, I want to remake games. Basically, I have the attitude of anything you can do, I can do better, and I want to remake some games that I like. Can you give the person above the person below me a shout-out? No, I cannot. Durf, can you make a mod that allows the camera to tilt with the seat, like in Trailmakers? What? You gotta be kidding me, dude. That's just follow cam. Hop into a seat, press control. There you go. Strict follow cam. I need a vehicle to show it to you, though. Do I have a vehicle? No, that's, Okay, here we go. Here's a vehicle. So right now I'm not moving my mouse at all. And the camera's following the seat. That's what you mean, right? That's been a feature of Scrap Mechanic for... Uh-oh. That's been a feature of Scrap Mechanic for a long time. Hey Durf, how were you able to change the spuds to snowballs? I thought you were unable to modify the projectiles. Well, this is a data folder mod. So if you go to my second channel, Scrap Mechanic Mods, there's the Winter Mod video. You'll find the download for Winter Mod 0.3. And you have to install that manually. It's not on the Steam Workshop. So those types of mods where you have to install manually, mod makers actually have a lot more freedom on what they can change in the game. But you know, they're also, the things that come with that is like lack of compatibility. So like you can't combine this with the night mod and have winter night. I mean, you might be able to, but there might be some, like, it'd be a lot better if I could just make a variant of the winter mod that is, you know, winter at nighttime. Because if you just install... How would it work? Would you install winter mod first and then night mod? No. Maybe. Maybe that's how you would work. Maybe that's how it would work best. But if you install night mod and then winter mod, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work. Anyway, there's just like issues like that. Durf, I think they mean the seat tilts with WASD. I have no idea what you're talking about. I need to get back into some trail makers. It's been a while. I think make the camera tilt with the seat means he wants the seat to change its orientation based on WASD inputs. Oh, you can just build that. Yeah, you can just build that yourself. The snow is kind of broken. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Can you be a little bit more specific? Durf, can you make a flooded world with a tide? I could, but I actually have plans. I'm gonna make I'm gonna start a new series in Scrapman style, where I'm gonna start a new world. It'll have a special theme to it. But first, I'm gonna make a mod for it. And then I'm gonna ask you guys to, you know, help create the world with a bunch of stuff in that theme. It'll be a lot of fun, but I first got to do a little bit of work to create. I'm gonna create a character mod to fit the theme. Durf leaning, oh my god. Oh, you mean the character leans in his seat? I think that might be possible, actually. That might totally be possible. You know what? I'm gonna add that to my list right now. Where's my list? Where's my to-do list? It's like thousands of lines, but I'm gonna add it somewhere. We're gonna call it race seat or something. Maybe I'm gonna put that on in the mod pack beta. I'm not sure. But anyway, next weekend I'll do another stream where maybe I'll do maybe I'll make a mod live. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what? Since I'm here, let me spawn that not this guy. Where is the other guy? This guy. Let's see how he works on terrain. This is the best one-wheeled robot so far. Do you think he can actually climb up a hill? Let's bring him to a hill. I kind of want to put him in the light. Eskimo mechanic for the winter mod? No, well, that would actually be a great... That's actually a great suggestion, but no, it's going to be something a little different. Alright, let's put him right here. And let's see if he can... Oh my gosh, that's actually really slippery. Wow. Alright, so he kind of sucks. I didn't think that he'd have this much trouble on a hill. Let's go on a smaller hill. Let's go right here. And then, he can easily make his way over to me from there. But then let's lead him up this hill a little bit. See if he can climb it up, climb up the hill. Durf, can you make a kazoo that works? I can, but I won't. Durf, can you make a mod block that pushes entities like a fire hose? We do have plans to make a, Stop. We do have plans to make a water gun. Because we made the flamethrowers already, but we're going to make a water gun to go with it. To put out some of the fires and also push some stuff around. Although, if you're looking for something that just pushes stuff around, why didn't you check the mod pack beta? We have fans. They blow. Like, if all you want to do is just push stuff around, this is exactly what you're looking for. Let's see, does he push the guy around? Oh, yes, he does. But yeah, there's no, like, I can try to walk into this. It's just gonna push me away. Or if you, point them up. They also have a recoil, I think, so you should be able to use them as, like, thrusters, too. This is like a, you know, jump pad or something. Durf, can you make an eggplant then? Sure, yeah, why though? Why would I make an eggplant? There's much more important things on my to-do list. Durf, how are the water particles gonna work? What do you mean? Okay, could you be a little bit... You know what, ask questions in the description, not in the description, in the comments of this stream, or ask me in the Durf Q&A section of my Discord. Yeah. Ask me there. It's a lot of questions to be asking right now, or answering right now. I love the fan mod to help me make many things. Cool. How much power do the fans need to push vehicles? I don't know. I don't know. You can increase the power, though, by giving it a number input. So I think the default is 100 or something. I don't know. I don't actually. They're in modpack beta, so we actually don't. We haven't actually developed them fully. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for your help with the math and the one-wheel prototype. I still have no idea how I'm gonna improve this guy. If you guys have any ideas, do leave it in the comments below. And yeah, if you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody. If you want to watch me play some other games, I'm probably going to be playing Rocket League tonight. Check out my Twitch channel. I think there's a link in the description as well. Make a player GPS for number logic. Dude, okay. Everybody, subscribe to my other channel, youtube.com/scrapmechanicmods. There's going to be tons of updates just for Scrap Mechanic mods and the mod packs. So check out those videos because they explain exactly how you can use the new number logic stuff. So there's an upcoming video with the Orient Block and the exometers. I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to make it soon, and they'll explain how you can make a GPS to find player locations in the map. The next video that's going to come out in the Scrap Mechanic Mods channel is going to be about the radar parts, so you're going to want to check that out. Be sure to subscribe to that second channel as well. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. Goodbye, everyone. What time is tonight for UK? Let me check. That's going to be in 6 hours. 4 hours, maybe? In 4 hours, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch, probably. Anyway, for real this time, goodbye.